Hill Lighthouse on San Salvador to let you know that marine protected areas make dollars and cents. A well-designed and managed network of protected areas can generate income for nearby communities. From MPA managers to lodges to eco-tours, there is money to be made.
Healthy marine ecosystems help to protect our islands from climate change and other impacts that we cannot control. Healthy coral reefs help to break down fake waves, and mangroves absorb storm surge and help to protect our coastline.
Older and larger fish tend to carry more and healthier eggs than younger fish. Fish replenishment areas will allow fish to grow bigger and ensure that we have more fish now and in the future.
In a replenishment area, fish are free to grow and reproduce. As their populations increase, more fish will spill over into other areas where fishermen can increase their catch and their income.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island, and you should too.
And you should too.
And you should too.
And you should too.
See the future with Bahamas Protected.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Ambassador revisits Grand Bahama, donating thousands of dollars to community initiatives. And parents concerned about violence in schools on Abaco. The MP for that island responds. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, Bahamasair's inaugural flight from Raleigh, North Carolina to Grand Bahama landed on Freeport soil just a while ago with over 100 passengers on board. Upon arrival, passengers received gift bags from the Ministry of Tourism and Bahamian Treats. Our Aja Kwan traveled with the crew and filed this report.
No flight route, more tourists. That is what the country will see with Bahamasair's inaugural flight from Raleigh, North Carolina to Grand Bahama, with continuation into New Providence. Senior government officials, tourists, and Bahamians all gathering at gate C-21, anticipating the boarding call for flight 146 with direct service into Freeport.
It really takes a whole village to make this work, so it's not just our team, but it's also the government of the Bahamas, their travel and tourism departments, all of them working collectively together. Us trying to sell our market, we have a huge market. Our catchment area of all the customers that fly out of here is about 4 million people. We have a lot of people, and we have a lot of people interested in going into great places like the Bahamas, that tropical paradise. So I think you're going to find this market is going to do very well for Bahamasair.
When we look at what this flight means to the Bahamas at large, the flight goes on to New Providence, and obviously there are 16 islands that we promote in the Bahamas. This is the first non-stop or direct service from Raleigh into Nassau. So this is a first for New Providence as well. And visitors can enjoy the cosmopolitan approach that Nassau has to offer, but also many of the other islands. There's Exuma, there's Inaugural, there's Cat Island. So you can have multiple experiences within one destination, multiple unique, cultural, diverse activities that's authentically Bahamian in the islands of the Bahamas because of this flight from Raleigh, North Carolina on our national flight carrier, Bahamasair.
We hope to give them a lovely experience during the flight, and we're already seeing, I'd say, encouraging bookings for going into Thanksgiving, into December.
And also, passengers on this inaugural flight are expressing excitement as they say this has been a long time coming.
We got a lot of Bahamians talking about it, so they want me to try it out first to see how it is. Then I will let them know, so everybody will be able to go back home. So I hope they continue this flight for a long time, so everybody can go home and see their family.
We really need this, and we need the families to reconnect, and this is a good way of transporting back and forth.
I think this is going to be wonderful for the people. They know they can, the tourists, they know they can get on a flight in less than 2 hours. They can be in paradise.
The flight is 2 hours long, and over 100 passengers will be on this inaugural flight. Now, a ceremony by the Ministry for Grand Bahama is underway at the Grand Bahama International Airport, and we will have more on that in tomorrow's newscast. But for now, for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Azure Quant.
Chinese ambassador to the Bahamas, Dai King Lee, on day 2 of her official visit to Grand Bahama. On Wednesday, Her Excellency addressed the business community at the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce luncheon meeting. This morning, she made a courtesy call to the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, where she donated just over $20,000 to one of the initiatives spearheaded by the ministry. Our Jolanda Thompson-Everest was on hand and has the details in this report.
It was a handover ceremony on behalf of the Chinese embassy and Ambassador Dai King Lee. The representation was one of investment, providing funds for the instituting of computer equipment in an effort to help improve the advancement of the community. The computer labs will be located at the Minister for Grand Bahama's Collab Center and East Grand Bahama in an effort to assist and provide the residents with accessible internet and technology resources. Minister Moxie noting that the donation is only a glimpse of the projects prioritized by her ministry and the ambassador.
We're excited about the projects that we're going to work on together, as well as the sister city relationship between Hunan Province and Grand Bahama Island, where there are so many synergies, so many opportunities. And so we look forward to furthering those relationships. And I believe that Grand Bahama is well on its way to not just becoming the events and entertainment destination of the Bahamas, but also focusing on our maritime and logistics area and being home of innovation. These go hand in hand with Hunan Province and what they're all about, and I believe that we're going to be able to get some positive traction based on the relationship that we have established.
Moxie speaking on the opportunities for Grand Bahama and expressing that residents ought to be encouraged and optimistic of the future despite unfortunate and inevitable mishaps.
Trying to rebuild. Things are happening. We're making things happen. We're taking advantage of what we have now. And so I believe that we can work simultaneously on creating, a new Grand Bahama where we have to rebuild a lot of things. But in the interim, we have to still make things happen. We want visitors to still come as we rebuild. And they're understanding that, they know what we've been through. And so they want to come and be a part of the solution, And so I'm excited about what's happening. I think we're on the right track. We're focused. And so, great things are in store for Grand Bahama Island.
King Lee says the donation was one of gratitude, as she was extremely pleased to be donating $24,000 into communities. Despite some ways to go, the ambassador notes since her last visit, she is satisfied with the recovery of Grand Bahama.
Understand how much the people in Grand Bahama have gone through in the past 3 years after Hurricane Dorian and the pandemic. Myself and my embassy are fully committed to working with the people of Grand Bahama to further improve their lives and to enable them to recover soon following these disasters. From my 2 visits so far, I could see the tremendous potential for the further development of this beautiful island. And a lot has been changing, a lot has been happening, and people's lives are improving. We're glad to see that. But there remains to be a lot of potential for China and Grand Bahama to work together.
The collaborative projects between the two are centered around the sister cities projects geared towards capitalizing Grand Bahama and ensuring that the city is promoted as the entertainment and events hub and marine and logistics island. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest.
Well, thanks, Yolanda. In other news, the Grand Bahama Utility Company announcing major investments of over $6.5 million for the island of Grand Bahama, commencing with its new fiscal year that began on November 1st. The statement issued this morning reveals that these investments support a multi-year asset improvement plan focused on sustainability, climate change, resiliency, and automation that will improve the level and quality of service for residents. The latest announcement is in addition to GBUC's $5 million investment in a reverse osmosis system that was commissioned back in October of 2021. According to GBUC's Chief Operating Officer, Filcher Grant Adderley, it has been a long road to recovery since the catastrophic effects of Hurricane Dorian, but they are optimistic about the utility's future. The Special Economic Recovery Zone order is slated to end on December 1st, 2022. Residents of Grand Bahama and Abaco have called for an extension of the order. Speaking with our ZNS Northern Service team today, Member of Parliament for Central and South Abaco, John Pinder, says that many have taken advantage of the extension, and going forward, the government will ensure that it benefits Bahamians who are still rebuilding.
The previous SIRS order was a complete umbrella for everything listed in there for anybody or anything. So whether it be a rebuild or a new building or so on and so forth. This approach will be a case by case. So in terms of Bahamians rebuilding, it's more defined in that way so that the attention and the support is put where it's needed the most. There was many who took advantage. A lot of foreign residents took advantage of the SIRS order while it was in umbrella, and we'll make sure that the benefit is directed towards Bahamians who are still rebuilding post-Dorian and post-Nicole now.
Well, a prefect installation day turning into a spree of violence on a school campus over in Abaco. Reports reaching our ZNS newsroom today of over 10 altercations in one day involving students from Patrick J. Bethel High School. Our ZNS news team also speaking with two parents who both have children that attend that school, and they allege that multiple students were attacked and stabbed. They say it was so frightening that their children suffered from panic attacks.
A prefect installation yesterday morning, and after that they had like 20 fights.
It was a terrifying situation for two parents whose children attend Patrick J. Bethel High School in Abaco. Janelle Mitchell says the violence on campus is nothing new, but on Wednesday, November 16th, she says it was complete chaos.
It was shortly after 3 that a teacher called me to come to the school to my son because he was having a panic attack. He didn't want to come outside. They had children that were stabbed. When I pulled up there were all kind of police. The ambulance was there. There were children sitting around with blood on their clothes. It's come to a point now where it is past ridiculous.
Mitchell says she spoke with several parents whose children attended the school, and they all say their kids were traumatized and had trouble sleeping after witnessing the violence on the school's campus that day.
It was just utter chaos, and I asked the teacher, I said, if you have police presence in the school, because they have a police that's apparently stationed there, if you have police presence in the school, how is it that a whole 20 fights happened? And she said, I said, and the police are just coming now? She said they didn't just come now because the police is stationed there. He called in for backup. But if you call in for backup, how is it that all of this happens with police presence on the ground?
Now, our ZNS News team understands that the majority of the altercations involved female students. One parent posting to Facebook saying, I didn't do school drop-off this morning, but heard there were heavy police presence. Thank you. We also spoke to another parent who believes that a major contributing factor is the lack of teachers at the institution, as well as some of the students' ethnicity.
So I know for certain there are teachers who are sent here but are not here. They're doing classes virtual, and my daughter, she's saying a lot of the virtual classes, the teachers are not showing up. So it gives the children a lot of idle time to get themselves involved in all of these disputing and back, and, you know, as well as a contributing factor is the Haitian population.
As for these parents, they say they are looking at alternatives to keep their children safe.
Right now, all I could do is pray and cover my child that he isn't caught up in the crossfire of whatever is carrying on down there. Wow. It is so much, it's so ridiculous that I have one son that is in private school, and now I have to look into putting my other son in a private school. We need the attention. We need the highest, whoever is sitting in the highest seat to come and pay attention to us, because we're losing them.
Now, Patrick J. Bethel is the main high school in Abaco, with majority of high school students on that island enrolled into the school. The Member of Parliament for Central and South Abaco, John Pinder, says he has been briefed about the altercations and notes that in recent years, the tension at that institution has escalated and plans are in motion to intervene.
My colleague, MP Corners from the North, the administrators, the church, the community leaders, we're all going to get together and see how best to tackle this. But it's going to be a multifaceted approach. We have to make sure that there's the proper support and care given to the youth. As I say, and I'll say it again, the youth are our greatest resources, and we're going to make sure that they're supported and we help them, we get past these troubles and show them that there isn't a need for violence.
As a former student of Abaco Central High, now known as Patrick J. Bethel, MP Pinder believes that Hurricane Dorian, along with the COVID-19 lockdowns, play a significant part in what is happening at the school. He also acknowledges the lack of teachers as a result of housing issues that are still being addressed. He has this message to the parents and students of that institution. We are going to be working on this with them, with the community leaders, with the churches, and with after school activities that will help contribute and so on and so forth. The kids, I want to say, the youth is what I really want to say, is that, you know, you don't have to resort to violence. Do not get into that argument. Do not push to that level to where it turns into a life-altering decision. And when we come back, the Ministry for Grand Bahama and the Labor Department collaborates to host a job fair on Grand Bahama this weekend. The details of that story, sports, and more with the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition returns.
Come on down.
I'm Wes. I like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi. I would like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi. I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi. I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Let us put shoes on your feet.
Harvey's Tech Bargains. Westmont Plaza carries electronics, games, consoles, Fire Stick, smart TVs, tablets, laptops, accessories, and much more. Phone 602-7657 or 727-6877.
The Festival of Pizzas has arrived at Pizza Hut Freeport. Try our chicken margarita, grilled chicken Florentine, veggie deluxe, and the carbonara. Did we mention curry chicken pizza? You can also order a large specialty pizza and get a small one-topping pizza free. Pizza Hut Freeport. Dine-in and delivery. Call us at 352-9191. Pizza Hut Freeport.
Hi, I am Valderine Brennan, and this is Invading Force Bookstore. We are located in Pioneers Loop, and it is back to school season. And it's our pleasure to serve you. We're serving all schools on the island, from government to private school, from preschool to high school. And we have all the books that you need, all your textbooks, all your workbooks. We have dictionaries, we have folders, we have all of your calculators, all your literature books. We're fully stocked and we're ready to serve you. Not forgetting our school supplies. We have pens, we have geometry sets, we have your calculators, the Texas Instruments, we have hot glue gun, your binders, your pouches. We have it all. We're also stocked on our religious books. We have books by Miles Monroe, we have T.D. Jakes, we have Joyce Meyer. We're fully stocked on our church hymnals, and we also have our Lord's Supper condiments. We have all of your household items, everything. We're all fully stocked, and we're ready and we're waiting to serve you.
on me. They want push rich on me. They don't care in front of company.
The King of the North is back. Howard 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. A remix of the Labor Department's Labor on the Blocks 2.0 will take place this Saturday at the St. George's High School Gymnasium. This is the department's second job fair for the year, and this time it is expected to host over 20 private entities, including a few government agencies. During a press conference today, Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, bringing remarks on the upcoming fair.
To witness our business community unite to strategically find ways to stimulate employment on the island. This initiative will greatly contribute to the growth of Grand Bahama's employment sector. The Department of Labor's Labor on the Blocks 2.0 job fair has brought the public and private sectors together to prospect and recruit potential employees, inform the public about the careers and educational and training programs that are available at local institutions, with the aim of giving job seekers the opportunity to become gainfully employed and assist in transforming their lives.
Those whoever is looking for employment, we will have about over 300 vacancies that are available, and these are from entry level to high level positions. Okay, we have about, like Minister said, about 29 employees who are ready to hire now.
A few of the partners and employers were also present and detailing some positions that are opened and available.
We're looking for carpenters, we're looking for masons, helpers. We have a few big projects coming on stream here on the island.
I guess it's going to be a competition on who gets the best of the best as they come out.
From berth operators to straddle drivers to crane operators, for persons who are not afraid of heights more than anything else. And we do have a few officer positions available as well.
You don't have to be qualified, but we do require some requirements that I will show you on Saturday. So please come out.
Well, the second cohort of the STEM Empowerment and Educational Program taking place at BTVI's Northern Campus today as part of a two-day coding workshop. The initiative instituted by the GBPA is geared at enhancing the skill sets of high school students in the areas of science, technology, engineering, and math, and furthers the goal of making Freeport the technology hub. Raven Davis reports.
In a world dominated by technology, students of A. Morak High and Jack Avery Junior High School are being equipped with the knowledge and hands-on experiences necessary to keep abreast of technological advancements. Facilitator Jarvis Sulser has been involved in STEM education for over 20 years and says leveraging his gifts and talents to be a blessing to the community is rewarding. He explains that through the use of a coding kit, students are building backup sensors for a vehicle in a fun and engaging way.
It gives them the foundation for exploring their creativity around technology, around becoming an entrepreneur, and how they can better serve, one, their community through developing technology solutions that can have an impact not only in Grand Bahama and the broader Bahamas, but also internationally. These young people are brilliant. They have a lot to offer, and as I shared with them earlier, their gifts, not just their grades, their gifts are going to make room for them.
GBPA Business Development Officer Trevor Simmons noting that the enthusiasm of the students is indicative of a growing interest in the STEM fields and proves to the Port Authority that the workshop is a step in the right direction.
Being able to have this program as a conduit for students to imagine bigger, know that the possibilities exist for them, and then to see them again so excited about what they're going to dive into, I think that's very inspiring for us. This initiative is important for the Grand Bahama Port Authority because it represents, our investment in the future of the city of Freeport.
Now, some of the students also expressing keen interest in the program and note their hope that it would draw them closer to their future goals.
because I joined the STEM Club, this was an opportunity given to me to come out and learn about coding. And I look forward to learning how to make the Tesla, backing up sensor.
I came here to learn coding because I'm very interested, and I hope to learn to be able to work some devices.
Partners at Alive and the Omega Psi fraternity also weighing in on their part in the initiative.
Purpose of our support for this partnership is to inspire and equip future innovators with the skills and tools necessary to compete in a growing global economy.
Omega has its own Omega STEM research program, and so we are here now really just to promote STEM education.
The workshop continues tomorrow, November 18, and students of St. Mary Patricia Junior High are expected to participate. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Thanks, Raven. Your Thursday evening sports check is up next with Jay Philippe.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to sports. The 2022 high school volleyball season officially in the books. 4 champions were crowned yesterday at the St. George's Gymnasium. Shane Stubbs was there.
Champions of the Rosina Nesbitt Oriole Notes High School Volleyball League were officially crowned yesterday evening at the St. George's Gymnasium. The Tabernacle Falcons capped off their perfect season in dramatic fashion, defeating the BMES Warriors 2-1.
I'm very proud, we are very happy, and like I said, through the grace of God, we will do it, and we did. We had Miss Sophie, one of our teachers at the school, say a little prayer for us, and we just put it in God's time.
The Falcons won set 1 21-13, but the Warriors rallied to win set 2 21-15, before the Falcons took set 3 15-11. Next, it was the underdog 8 Mile Rock Blue Jays stunning the Tabernacle Falcons in the Junior Boys Championship. Blue Jay pride soared throughout the St. George's Gymnasium after winning both sets 21-18 and 21-12.
Hard work pays off, and big acts cut down big trees. To watch them guys go there and play and never give up, and that's hard. That comes from the heart.
My teammates, they great and stuff like that, and I'm glad I win it because I work hard for this.
Later on, both senior division titles will go home to Stinger country. The Sunlight Stingers needed just 2 sets to put the BMES Warriors away in the Senior Girls Championship, winning both sets 21-10.
We really fight for this one. We put the practice in, and I'm super happy to be victorious.
It's been a long season, and the girls just work hard.
The senior boys were then tested during their title defense against the Jack Hayward Wildcats, but came up victorious, winning in 3 sets, 2-1.
I'm very proud of these guys. Everybody will know is on the basketball team, and to come out and do this again, back to back, in another sport, is tremendous.
This is the next championship, basketball, volleyball. Feel good to be a part of this team.
For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Switching gears now, Team Grand Bahama took part in the Bahamas Archery Tournament in the nation's capital this past weekend. 10 athletes from Grand Bahama traveled and came back with 7 total medals. Stephen Stubbs won bronze in the open bare bow category.
Before we left, we planned to win every trophy we could find, but we didn't do it. But our mindset now is to do better during the upcoming events, which is also going to be the Nationals, coming up hopefully in probably January. And we hope to do better then. We're trying to do as much practice as possible, get the mindset in that it can be done.
And finally in sports, Bahamians Buddy Hield and Kai Jones both took to the court last night in the NBA, with the Indiana Pacers taking on the Charlotte Hornets in Charlotte, North Carolina. When the final buzzer went off, it was Buddy Hield's Pacers that walked away with a 125-113 win on the road. Hield finished the game with 19 points in 31 minutes of action. Kai Jones registered a DNP coach's decision for the Hornets. Both teams are set to meet again January 8, 2023. And that's a quick check on sports, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
For designer shoes, sandals, accessories, and handbags, visit Steppin' Out. Now at 2 locations, Old Sam's Plaza, Freeport, and top of the hill, Mackey Street, Nassau. Steppin' Out. When you want to put your best foot forward.
Island Bedding has the biggest summer sale going on right now. Special. Comforters, mattress pads, sheets, toppers, and best of all, mattress. 35% off, 45% off, 50% off. Oh my goodness! Special, people.
Promotional.
Today we're going to be talking about why it's important to exercise over the age of 40. So we know that no matter what age you are, exercise is beneficial, but it's particularly important as you get older because it's going to help, number one, with your bone density. This is important particularly for women after menopause. It's going to help to prevent possible fractures, injuries to your joints, and things of that nature as you age. Another reason it's important to exercise as you get older is muscle building. Of course, we know muscles are nice. They help make us look sexy. But as you get older, having strong muscles is particularly important because that also helps to reduce your risk of injury too. So we're talking about things like falling, little accidents around the house, and just generally being able to get around and take care of yourself. Muscle is really important when it comes to that. Last but not least, cardio. We all know that cardio is something that we should be doing, particularly as we get older because it's good for your heart health, good for nutrient delivery, good for your circulation, and just generally keeping you moving and grooving. So if you guys need any exercise equipment or anything like that, make sure you check out the Fitness Connection. We can get you everything you need. Thanks for watching.
#1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Valerie Wilson, you are our Facebook friend of the day. We thank you so much for your support, and we also want to wish you a happy birthday from the entire news team here in the North. And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. FTX moves for liquidation in a U.S. court. A crash landing at LPIA. The BCB seals a new industrial agreement. And in sports, Hall of Famers inducted. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report starts now.
Whether it's chatting, gaming, content creating, or working smart to get things done, link up to stay connected with BTC.
Good evening, I'm Jimenita Swain. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks so much for joining us. We begin with the latest developments on the FTX digital markets implosion. International reports indicating that the provisional liquidator approved by the Supreme Court reveals some findings in the U.S. bankruptcy court, and that former CEO Sam Bankman-Fried is doing damage control as it relates to repaying depositors. Haldabees Munnings has the latest.
According to CoinDesk.com, Supreme Court provisional liquidator Brian Sims said in a court filing that FTX Digital Markets was not authorized to file bankruptcy in the United States, adding that he rejected the validity of any purported attempt to place FTX affiliates in bankruptcy. The article adding that Sims' declaration came after he and other liquidators filed for Chapter 15 bankruptcy protection on behalf of the Bahamas' arm of FTX Digital Markets in the Southern District of New York this week. It further notes that though Sims didn't ask the court to dismiss the U.S. bankruptcy proceedings, he requested the court recognize the validity of the Bahamian legal actions, which he said could impact U.S. proceedings for the other FTX-controlled entities. That impact, Sims essentially argued in his declaration, boils down to FTX Digital Markets being the parent company of the entire FTX empire, and all of that empire's assets ultimately belong to FTX Digital Markets. Sims has asked the court for provisional relief, including the recognition of Bahamian bankruptcy and liquidation proceedings and orders entrusting FTX's assets located in the U.S. to Bahamian liquidators, authorizing, quote, urgent discovery measures, end quote, and preventing any of FTX's assets to be transferred, encumbered, or otherwise disposed of. According to the article, a hearing to determine the next step is scheduled for December 13th. CoinDesk.com is also reporting that according to bankruptcy documents filed in the U.S. Bankruptcy Court for the District of Delaware, Alameda Research, the venture capital and trading firm affiliate of FTX, made $4.1 billion in loans to related parties, including $1 billion to former FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried. And speaking of FTX's former CEO, he spoke with a reporter from news agency Vox. The former crypto giant leader talked about how FTX and his hedge fund, Alameda Research, had gambled with customer money without, he claims, realizing that's what they were doing. He also spoke about regulators and what he regrets. And according to the article, the decision to clear Chapter 11 bankruptcy and what he would have done differently. The interview reportedly took place on Twitter after midnight here in the Bahamas, where Bankman-Fried still resides. He informed the reporter he was still trying to raise the funding needed to pay back all of his depositors. Addressing FTX's collapse in the House of Assembly on Wednesday, Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Philip Davis, made it clear the Bahamas didn't have sole oversight of FTX's worldwide operation. He, however, assured that the Bahamas will emerge from the FTX digital markets probe with an enhanced reputation as a solid digital assets jurisdiction. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Altaviz Munnings.
The FTX debacle, the focus of a number of questions at the weekly press briefing at the Prime Minister's office this morning. When asked, Financial Secretary Simon Wilson said he wasn't aware if government had any financial exposure to FTX. Meantime, Press Secretary Clint Watson reiterated comments made by the Prime Minister in the House of Assembly on Wednesday.
First of all, it's not just a Bahamas thing. This is across many countries throughout the jurisdiction and throughout the world. He maintains that he believes the Bahamas' financial section and center is well regulated, and he stands by that. We stand by that as well.
With revenue up, expenditure down, and the deficit at its lowest in a decade, 2022-2023's first quarter results are promising. In fact, Financial Secretary Simon Wilson sees no reason why this trend should not continue. Still, he acknowledges there are possible headwinds.
Obviously, the global economy represents a risk. Elevated prices for fuel, which impacts both BPL and the Oil and Suez Corporation, represents a risk that we have to manage very carefully. And the potential of a recession, which may impact tourism numbers, is a risk. But overall, you know, on the revenue side, it has been very, very encouraging. If you know, our revenue is cyclical. Most of our revenues come in during the third and fourth quarter of the fiscal period. So we look forward to that. Expenditure tends to be more flat line through the entire fiscal period. So, you know, but we don't want to celebrate too quickly. It's a work in progress.
Wilson's comments supporting those of Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Philip Davis, who in the House of Assembly Wednesday stressed that we're not yet out of the woods. According to Financial Secretary, while agencies are encouraged to work within budget, the reality is things happen.
Example, a spike in migrants could throw off the budget by a lot. You know, illegal migrants, I should say. You know, you might just say 120 or 150 or 200 migrants come, but for the government, that's a cost because we have to feed them, we have to transport them. The cost transport them to a central place, then we have to transport them back to their home country. That could be, if they stay for more than a week, that could be about $1,000 per person, easy. So these are kind of things that could throw off the budget if you have that spike. And given the instability at the southern border, if illegal migration goes up tremendously over a short period, that can throw off our numbers a lot.
The value of commodities imported into the Bahamas totaling $810 million, leading to a decrease of 10% compared to the same period last year. According to the latest foreign trade quarterly report, that number comprises food and live animals, which totaled $167 million, machinery and transport equipment, and $135 million, in mineral fuels, lubricants, and related materials at $110 million. The combined value representing 51% of total imports. Miscellaneous manufactured articles accounting for $106 million, manufactured goods classified chiefly by materials valued at $104 million, and chemicals at $97 million, representing 38% of total imports. Categories showing significant increases: animal and vegetable oils and fats, beverages, and tobacco and chemicals. $142 million in commodities were exported from the Bahamas during the year's second quarter. That's a 20% increase from the same period last year. The largest exports, manufactured goods classified chiefly by materials, which totaled $46 million, mineral fuels, lubricants, and related materials at $35 million, and machinery and transport equipment at $27 million, representing 76% of total exports. Machinery and transport equipment and manufactured goods classified chiefly by materials showed the most increase. The groups that decreased: chemicals and crude minerals, fuels, lubricants, and related equipment. Also making news tonight, a new industrial agreement inked between the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas and the Bahamas Communication and Public Officers Union. The new 3-year agreement, one that's pleasing to both sides.
We are signing today a 3-year industrial agreement.
Chairman of the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, Paiswell Forbes, with a major announcement for staff and just in time for the holidays. The BCB and the BCPOU sitting at the table to sign a new industrial agreement 1 year after the old expired.
These are some tight times in our society, and we want persons to know that we understand your plight. A 3-year agreement allows for some level of flexibility, and I know persons would want to know exactly what is in the industrial agreement. Both sides have made some level of adjustments, but I think this is a well-meaning and well-adjusted agreement that both sides could live with. All of us today are understanding the challenges this country face. Neither side could have gotten everything they had anticipated getting, but I think there's a sense of equanimity and balance in this process.
Forbes noting that in return, he and the board are expecting much from staff. Equally pleased with the new deal was BCPOU President Sherry Benjamin.
It was done in record time, 5 weeks. It was done in a spirit of partnership, and we both your executive team and the BCPOU negotiating team had the staff at ZNS at the forefront of whatever we did. And so, as we said, we did not get everything we wanted, but we are satisfied with what we did get. And we want to say thank you to the corporation for helping to bring this matter to a close.
Both sides are looking to a fruitful relationship moving forward, especially with all the plans on tap in the coming year. Meantime, BCPOU President Sherry Benjamin taking issue with the fact that 30 Cable Bahamas employees out of Grand Bahama have reportedly been sent home.
At this point right now, they're picking off people left, right, and center. Persons are being let go at a whim, and they have nobody there to negotiate for them, nobody there to fight for them. And I'm wondering now, why is it that Cable Bahamas is allowed to get away with not honoring their commitments to the union? The Constitution, as well as the Employment Act and the Industrial Relations Act, gave those workers at Cable Bahamas a right to associate with the union of their choice. They chose the BCPOU, and we've been fighting from in the late 1990s to get them to the table, and they are still avoiding coming to the table. Every time we make some headway with them, they pull back.
The president adding that when she and her team took over, it presented Cable Bahamas with an industrial agreement. Today, still no movement.
I want to put Cable Bahamas on notice that the move that they made yesterday, the move that they made this week, is something that the BCPAU takes personal. They are should be our members, and we have an issue with it. If we have to take the matter to court, because at this point the Minister of Labor had made commitments to us to assist with getting Cable Bahamas to the table, and so we've been relying on them to intervene in the matter. Now I think it's up to us now to go back to court and make sure that Cable Bahamas, the court forces Cable Bahamas to do what it should do, what it should have done.
Hi, this is Chief Meteorologist Basil Dane with a tropical weather update brought to you by BTC and CBS Bahamas. We have this broad area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms midway in the Atlantic between the Cape Verde Islands and the Windward Islands. It's operating in an atmosphere that's unfavorable for development over the next several days. This has been a tropical weather update brought to you by BTC and CBS Bahamas.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. More news after this break.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
We just got the new fiber internet speed bump. Now my internet so fast I can watch 2 4K movies, play video games, and browse on my computer at the same time.
Yeah, my internet so fast I could download a whole season of shows before my noodles run cooking.
Mine so fast when I go to church online, service actually over early.
Mine so fast when I'm working from home, 5 o'clock, come before 3.
Sound like you got this BTC fiber internet speed bump like me.
When it's so fast, I had to have it.
Current fiber internet bundle customers now have as much as 3 times the speed. Totally free. Link up with BTC.
We need to save.
Be happy! Save at KFC with the one-piece chicken box fill-up for only $5.95. Enjoy genuine savings and the genuine flavor of KFC chicken fried to golden perfection with crispy fries, a buttery biscuit, and an ice-cold Pepsi. Only at KFC Nassau.
There's no better time than now to update the look of your home. Right now at Tile King, you'll save 20% on countertops and tiles, 15% on mosaics, and 10% on brick pavers. This amazing sale is happening right now at Tile King, located in the Builders Mall, number 69 Wolf Road. This sale has been extended and now ends November 19th. So come on down today so you don't miss out.
The most rewarding time of the year. To RBC, get a loan to buy whatever. RBC makes it better. Get a loan and don't pay till New Year.
Make Christmas what you want it to be with a personal loan from RBC. Apply at rbc.com/Caribbean/loan and don't pay till February 2023. RBC makes it better.
Get a loan and don't pay till New Year. To RBC.
Too tired of hoping the right candidates.
Hey, baby, you back? Man, it's so good to be home. All I do was eat, shop, and party.
Well, I know you left well of your money over there. I hope you left COVID there too. Anyway, you could get your COVID test for free.
COVID test for what?
Yes, there is rapid antigen COVID tests for anyone who travel who wants to get one.
Well, ain't nothing wrong with me. I ain't sick. What I need a COVID test for?
You don't have to have symptoms. We just want to be sure that the only thing you brought back with you is what is inside that suitcase.
You say it free?
You do not even have to make an appointment. And guess what? You have your results back within 15 minutes.
Wait, you say it quick, convenient, and it free? Thanks. Let me go find one of these testing sites.
Message is brought to you by PAHO WHO and the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Thanks for staying with us. 20 people glad to be alive tonight after their plane crash landed at Lynden Pinling International Airport. Airport Accident Investigation Authority officials confirming this afternoon that Lee Air's Embraer E-110 aircraft en route from Haiti experienced landing gear issues upon arrival. The aircraft's nose gear collapsed, resulting in a runway excursion. No one was injured, and an active airport accident investigation is underway. Meantime, health resources to be made available to inmates of the Bahamas Department of Corrections. This in the face of reports that B-Docks houses more than 80 mentally ill inmates. According to National Security Minister, the Honorable Wayne Monroe, inmates stand to benefit from the resources before the mental health bill is passed.
It is proposed for the first time very shortly that the Bahamas Department of Correction will have on its medical staff a psychiatrist, a psychiatric medical officer, and a psychologist. It is also proposed in the new high-medium prison to have a psychiatric housing unit that will house all persons who have disorders that require treatment, and is a facility that can be designated a mental health facility. We are very cognizant of what the rules we are making requires, and we're moving expeditiously, even before it is legislated, to take steps to comply with its regime.
Well, students given the green light to go maskless in classroom settings. We spoke with Pan American Health Organization Country Representative Dr. Eldana Bassan on government's decision.
Countries are trying to move towards a new norm where we actually live with COVID. It's here, it's not going anywhere. I would imagine that the schools have already been briefed about other ways to prevent transmission of COVID, because it is indeed here. Masking is one way, but we know there's some of the others, like physical distancing, like washing of hands, of not touching your face without washing or sanitizing your hands first. So I think as we move towards a new norm, we are never going to be at zero risk of being infected. That's not going to be possible. But the idea is to reduce the risk as much as possible while moving to a more normal way of living with the disease.
Well, thousands of dollars could be yours if you can help Turks and Caicos Island police close in and arrest a wanted suspect. Still wanted is 32-year-old Brandon Leonardo Raming, a reported gang leader accused of murder, drugs, and firearms. His last known address listed as the Bight Providenciales and Freeport Grand Bahama. However, he's also frequented the Dockyard and Q-Town and TCI. Raming said to be slim and 5 feet 7 inches tall. Information leading to Raming's arrest could find you $10,000. If you see him, though, do not approach, as the suspect is considered armed and extremely dangerous. Well, street lighting, or rather the lack thereof, a major concern that Police Commissioner Clayton Fernandez says they're seeking to have addressed, as limited lighting on many streets in New Providence is impacting crime.
As we speak, that is being addressed. We are in communication with our neighborhood and BPL, and we are moving around with them, identifying those areas where there's no light or poor lighting condition.
The police commissioner further explained the extent to which criminals are taking advantage of poor lighting.
You know, the majority of people live in the over the hill, and if you ride, just say, in Nassau Village, we noticed there was a trend in Nassau Village. Individuals were intentionally kicking out the lights to commit crime when persons are arriving home and being robbed of their vehicle. So that they are things that we are addressing. We are on it, and we're going to fix it.
Executives and staff of the Bahamas Department of Corrections continuing to observe the organization's 70th anniversary. Today, those celebratory activities continued with a competition involving all military branches of government. Carla Palmer has the story.
After a shout-out for a local military shootout competition, the challenge was on. The police and defense forces, customs, and the immigration departments all responded to the invitation by the Bahamas Department of Corrections. Foster Ferguson is Principal Corrections Officer at BDOC.
You know, camaraderie and have a little friendly rivalry.
What is this rivalry?
Well, who's the best shot? Who's the best shooter?
At the start of competition, Inspector Jamal Edgecombe spelled out the rules and regulations.
There are 3-man teams. Each team should have a female or somebody from the opposite sex. So they would be shooting in 2 different stages. One is a challenge of speed, and the next is an accuracy challenge. We're going to know who is who today. We know the rubber will meet the road today, so to speak.
With live rounds of ammunition to be used, safety precautions were a priority, with medical teams from both the Defense Force and the BDOCs standing by.
Because anything can happen. We're dealing with firearms that are man-made. A round could be faulty, and you can have an accidental discharge. Anything can happen out of the ordinary. So based on experience and time safety is paramount.
With more than bragging rights on the line, participants from every agency were claiming victory.
I have a horse in the race, so I'm looking for us to still come, even though it's our invite, we're still looking to come out on top.
My name is Corporal 114 Brigade of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. And today, we're going to win this competition hands down. That's all I have to say.
In the end, the Defense Force walked away the victors. The event was reportedly the first of its kind between agencies, and already each is looking for it to be a fixture on its annual calendar. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carla Palmer.
It's now time for the weekly poll question, and this week we're asking, rate the government's preparedness and response this hurricane season, A, B, C, or D. To participate, simply log on to our website, www.znsbahamas.com, as well as any of our social media platforms to answer. The poll's final results will be aired on Friday. As always, thanks for participating. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Stay with us.
Merry Christmas. The color of Christmas cannot be subdued. Its power unleashed in so many hues. When the color of Christmas is spread far and near, love is so rampant during this time of year. Merry Christmas to you. Christmas.
Who made these?
I don't know. It's God's precious gift to our great Bahama land. Color your holiday at the Paint Place with our 20% off store-wide sale.
For hurricane season, we got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you brighten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. These 14s get right, they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
You watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Leno, we believe everyone who has ever put a penny aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new to investing, Leno's financial experts stand ready to design plans based on your goals. Let's sit down and explore the options one-on-one and see how, together, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security in retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
NBA League Pass is the coolest way to watch the hottest game there is. When threes rain down and superstars heat up. When clutch jumpers splash and your team is fire. You'll be there for up to 40 games a week. Any way you want to watch. NBA League Pass. Order now.
As part of an ongoing effort by the Department of Education to revise and improve school curricula to fit the constant global and societal changes, the department recently hosted a third curriculum launch. The launch was hosted to release revised curricula for primary school computer studies and language arts. Minister of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, thanked curriculum officers and writers for their work and emphasized the importance of improving school curricula so that children are able to contribute to the development of the nation.
We want them to understand that they are capable to contribute globally. And this is not a new piece of information, because we're doing it as we speak. Bahamians are everywhere. Our scientists are contributing to research. Our athletes are on the stage. We have people at NASA. We have Bahamians all over FAA, wherever it is in aviation, in every single sector. Bahamians are out there in the world contributing.
Acting Director of Education Dominique Russell discussed the time frame for the implementation of the curricula.
The implementation stage really is a 3-year process, because we want to ensure that the children get it in the first year, the second year, the third year, and so teachers have to be trained, and that is a continuous process. We want to see how well they do with the curriculum, monitor it, do the evaluation throughout the process, and so it's a 3-year program.
For Ed Talk, I'm Jonalie McIntosh.
BAF Financial has taken on a new cause, and it's inviting its partners to join in recognition of World Diabetes Day. The Bahamian-owned insurance companies organized Dance for Diabetes, an event scheduled for this coming Saturday at Arwaki, beginning at 6 a.m., with diabetes said to be among the top 5 leading causes of death here in the Bahamas. BAF Deputy Managing Director Deborah Parker says the aim is to bring awareness to the wider community in an effort to educate and ultimately save lives.
As a health provider, we have recognized that a significant part of the Bahamian population has been diagnosed with one or more non-communicable diseases that in most cases are preventable and treatable. We have seen the numbers of persons affected by diabetes grow significantly in the past few years, and we are committed to providing education, outreach, and support to those who are suffering from both type 1 and type 2 diabetes.
ACE Diabetes, Caribbean Sweat Fitness, the Public Hospitals Authority, the Diabetic Association, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, and Lightborn Trading are partners in the initiative. Assistant Director of Communications at the Public Hospitals Authority, Verna Barnaby, is encouraging the public to come out and dance their way to a healthier lifestyle.
untreated diabetes or persons who don't follow the doctor's protocols, that leads to kidney disease. And as we know, the numbers for dialysis are going up as well. Lifestyle choices, Bahamas, those that we make, that affect us. Then we have persons who it's hereditary, but all the rich food that we eat, the libations that we drink, the exercise that we don't get, our weight, you know, big, sexy, and that's driving, all of that impacts our health.
Also on health news, University of the Bahamas students buying into the message to know their HIV/AIDS status. The group showed up early to take advantage of free testing on campus. Fern Carey tells us more.
Students at the University of the Bahamas turned out in large numbers Thursday to take advantage of free HIV/AIDS testing. The initiative, a joint partnership between Rotaract Club UB, the Golden Z Club, and Animal Advocacy. Organizers were hoping to process at least 200 students Thursday, but just a few hours into the morning, more than half that number had already showed up to get tested.
It's overwhelming. We are doing great. And, you know, with all these students coming in and getting tested, we are so happy for them. They know their status. Okay, so we are that much closer for our population to know their HIV status.
Like her peers, sophomore Gaia Johnson believes early detection is key to safeguarding your health.
I've had a lot of students from early in the morning just to come and test to see if they were positive or negative, and I just think that doing things like this, it raises awareness for students, and then if they were to have it, then they'll know the proper protocols.
I was here from shortly after 6 this morning, and they set up pretty early. A lot of people came out. Within the first hour, we had about 82 people tested. So by 2 p.m., I expect to see high numbers.
Although satisfied with the high turnout, President of the AIDS Foundation, Camille Lady Barnett, says there's still a lot more work to be done to remove the stigma attached to HIV and AIDS.
Out there, but we still have a little way to go. Discrimination is very real. The prejudice discrimination is still very real, and it prevents people from getting access to the health care they need, or for even going to get tested because they're afraid if somebody will see me going to get tested. So it is very real, and so things like this are important.
Organizers say free HIV/AIDS testing hasn't taken place at UB in over 3 years as a result of the pandemic, and due to the turnout, they say its return is timely. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
The Bahamas National Trust naming its new executive director, taking over the reins from Eric Carey. Lakeisha Anderson Roll is the first female to lead the country's foremost environmental stewardship organization. Anderson Roll's no stranger to BNT, having worked with the team for more than a decade. In 2011, she started there as a parks planner. In 2014, she was promoted to Grand Bahama Parks manager, and since 2017 has served on the senior leadership team as director of parks. The incoming executive director says it's an honor to accept her new role and the incredible responsibilities and opportunities that come with it. Anderson Roll sees it as an amazing opportunity to fulfill her life's work to protect and sustain the country's natural resources for future generations. In the meantime, the council expressed its gratitude to Carey for his 15 years of service. A $200 million annual advancement campaign now nearing its goal through an unprecedented public outpouring of support was launched in April 2022 to honor the outgoing leader's 20-year BNT legacy. Well, the Anglican community paying tribute to retired Canon Warren Roll, whose body yesterday lied in his home church of St. Agnes, Blue Hill Road. The Arthurstown, Cat Island native began his career as an assistant professor of religion in the School of Education at the University of the Bahamas and was made Canon of Christ Church Cathedral, Nassau, and Justice of the Peace in 1996. The veteran Anglican clergyman died early this month at the age of 81. As we head to the break, we'd like to thank all of our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up.
Good to grow. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
Acting Director for Local Government Neil Campbell has been busy rolling out the vision that he and the Minister of Agriculture, Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs, Clay Sweeting, both had for local government when they served as practitioners. According to Campbell, many changes have already taken place since the appointment of a 16-member review committee. These changes bringing an air of excitement to the department.
I think we are all excited about it. We have two teams, one for the Northern Bahamas and one for the Central and Southern Bahamas. They've been going to the various districts and everything else, speaking with the persons, giving those questions and even advancing questions that we never even thought that may have been asked. And so far, it seemed to be energized. And I believe we're going to make a definite impact within those local communities.
The budget for several aspects of local government has been improved. Campbell says he believes a major win for local government practitioners will be when they are able to generate their own funds.
A lot of times, persons say you come up with a lot of ideas, but the ideas, in actuality, need to have some funding behind it. So he's looking at special funding as well, where they'll have some revenue-generating powers, where they could actually realize all of these ideas that they may have. Different islands have different concerns. Drainage, some may say fire engine, some will look at community centers. Some will just improve the surroundings. So once that comes into play, I assume a lot of the problems we had or would now exist will be no more.
A year later as acting director, Campbell says he's proud of the achievements and improvements he sees across the islands, and especially proud of the structure being put in place.
There is now an organizational chart within the department where everyone really and truly knows what their roles are and what is really expected of them. Before, we adopted a lot of things that caused a lot of crossover, a lot of confusion, and sometimes it caused some sort of friction. So now with bringing the organizational chart, we now have that structure where everybody knows where we're at, what the responsibilities are.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Giorgio Bain.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Get a merry makeover this Christmas from Scotiabank. Apply for a Scotiaplan loan to win a home renovation. This Christmas, unwrap the celebration. $3,000 for your home, new lamp, new decor, new couch that you
win
own.
Win a $3,000 home goods gift card when you apply for a Scotiaplan loan this Christmas. We're giving you the gift of a low interest rate and up to 2 months with no payments. Plan the perfect Christmas with your Scotiaplan loan. Use it for any purpose, plus benefit from flexible payment terms. Apply for a Scotiaplan loan now to enter to win a merry home makeover.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best-kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
Are you a contractor or new homeowner? Maybe you need a few pieces of lumber for your DIY projects. Welcome to Capital Lumber, the newest building materials company in the Bahamas. Located on Parkgate Road, Nassau, helping you to maximize your savings on lumber, cement, shingles, tools, and much more. Your one-stop shop for all your building essentials. With free delivery to the mail booth, visit us today. Capital Lumber, build strong.
Central and South Abaco Member of Parliament John Pinder updating constituents yesterday on proposed road work set to come on stream within the next few days.
We have 50 tons of asphalt material
that has been purchased from a local hot mix plant, and 2 crews are being formed to tackle the highways and streets. I have dedicated myself to provide Abaco Public Works with whatever the necessary workers are needed. I am pleased to inform you that these works will commence next week, weather permitting. Great Guanakee roads works have started and are well on their way. This is a partnership with Bakers Bay and this David Cooper administration. Pelican Shores roads works have been scoped and are being prepared for contract. This will commence by year's end should no issues arise. Many other roads are in despair and they'll be attended to.
22 enthusiastic workers in Orange Creek, Cat Island, recently participated in the National Training Agency's latest training exercise. The group trained in the areas of money management, budgeting, and customer service. It's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Jamanita. Outside of our studios, we're under mostly cloudy skies. The temperature at 81 degrees, relative humidity 76%. We have north-northeast winds at 13 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,018.0 millibars. That's 30.06 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the Family Islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 74 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Green Atoll Key in Abaco, Marshall, Abaco at 73 degrees. The Berry Island, 79. Alistown, Bimini, 80 degrees also in Harbor Island and Roxanne, Eleuthera. Black Point, Exuma, and Kemp Space at Andros at 79 degrees. Fresh Creek, Central Andros, 80 degrees. Otterstown, Cat Island, also at 80 degrees. 80s again in San Salvador, Rumkey, and Georgetown, Exuma, 81 degrees in Ragged Island, Clownstown, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, a little warmer at 84. Also, Ackland's 84. Matthew Town, Inaugural, 82. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 83 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Center in the Northwestern Islands tonight through tomorrow, Friday. Northeasterly winds of 10 to 15 knots, the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Low tide will occur at 8:46 this evening, another low tide at 9 tomorrow morning. Now for the Central and Southeastern Islands through Friday, easterly winds also at 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. But come Saturday, we will see an increase in those winds in Northwest and Central Islands. Northeasterly flow at 12 to 18 knots, the wave heights building 3 to 6 feet, so caution flags go up for the Northwest and Central Bahamas starting on Saturday. Low tide takes place Saturday at 9:56 in the morning with a high tide at 3:55 in the afternoon. And for the southeast Bahamas on Saturday, easterly winds 15 to 20 knots, rough seas 4 to 6 feet over the ocean with caution flags also in place. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Everything she make me feel like a king. Now I went down, I asked to take her home. I said I live alone, she jumped in my ride and come with me. We wake and scrape the morning come. Fell asleep when I wake up, my hair was already gone. My hair, where you been, gal? I've been looking for you.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, the extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Not one, not two, but 3 days of fun. Get your 20s ready because there's something for everyone. That's right. Bahamas Liquidation and Auction Center on Mackey Street in the former Q Club building is having a 3-day Binorama, November 25th, 26th, and 28th from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Anything you want in the bin, from a selection of house and kitchenware items, games, toys, and electronics for just $20. So come on down because this is an event you don't want to miss.
Almost every journey starts with your car. We spend most of the early stages of our lives anticipating getting our first set of wheels. When that moment finally comes, let AID be there for all your auto needs. Make it yours by accessorizing, maintaining, and repairing your car with AID. Whether you're a professional mechanic, a recent graduate, a full-time mom, or an I can fix that kind of guy, Or if you're completely clueless about what your car needs, AID will assist in providing a large variety of auto parts, a diagnostic center, and great customer service. For all life's auto journeys, we're here. AID, all you really need and more.
Link up with BTC and call it one and done. Link up with BTC and call it one and done.
I'm Corbell Piper. Hurricane Nicole's recent assault on our islands also provided us here at BTC with the first major test of the durability of our new network and the infrastructural upgrades we've made in the wake of Hurricane Dorian some 3 years ago. And like Dorian, Nicole, a late-season storm, also appeared to have our eyes set on the northern Bahamas.
We care about our culture, One BTC. Being here on the ground is demonstrating that we care. Second, we are committed to customer first. We took a proactive move by making free data available to prepaid and postpaid customers ahead of the storm, 36 hours. Again, that's a part of being customer first. So those are two things. Employees, our people, we're checking in on them. And second, we're keeping our customers connected.
Our leadership team find it always necessary to not only touch base with the individuals that we have as staff members who are so critical to the business that we have here in Telco, but we also find it important that we're able to, touch down here in both Grand Bahama and Abaco to look into the faces of our customers as well, those who've really stayed so close to us, and make certain that every single thing that we do, we have not only our people in mind, but also our customers in mind.
We know it was important for us to show up and be present for the teams, to let them know that we have their backs coming out to Dorian. We know how emotionally trying that was, and this was the real test after Dorian for their emotions and their psychological health. So we wanted to show up and show them that we were here for them. One BTC, we got your back. We have everyone's back, and we're here for you.
We promised you and remain committed to building a stronger, bigger, better, and more robust network. And each day, that's exactly what we continue to do. We're all in this fight together because these are still the moments that move us. I'm Corbell Piper. Be well and be back here. Next, BTC Connection.
I've been blown away. Totally love the vibe to really be able to lead this process. I feel a great sense of gratitude around being able to have Shelly to be here with us.
This event was one that you had to be here.
Any time that I am able to spend time with especially young women who have aspirations and things they want to achieve, it is just always wonderful. So this has been a terrific experience today.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
J.S. Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
At Solomon's, we're all about family. We believe in quality brands and giving you what you need and more for every occasion. Our store is filled with items for the entire family, celebrating everyday living for you and those you love. Shopping is now more rewarding than ever with My Solomon's Smart Rewards. Shop Solomon's because family matters.
Being the CFO at this young age, it really is very fulfilling to me, and it really shows that the hard work, the hours that I put in my career, they really paid off. Having such young persons in such a key role really shows that the board of directors have a lot of trust in the leadership of the young people. Being committed to excellence means that you put all of your effort into whatever it is you're doing to get the best benefit out of that task or anything you're doing in life.
Get a merry makeover this Christmas from Scotiabank. Apply for a Scotia Plan loan to win a home renovation. This Christmas, unwrap the celebration. $3,000 for your home, new lamp, new decor, new couch that you
Win
own.
a $3,000 home goods gift card when you apply for a Scotia Plan loan this Christmas. We're giving you the gift of a low interest rate and up to 2 months with no payments. Plan the perfect Christmas with your Scotia Plan loan. Use it for any purpose, plus benefit from flexible payment terms. Apply for a Scotia Plan loan now to enter to win a merry home makeover.
The Sports Report is brought to you by Hoop Fest in Paradise, December 16th to the 17th at the Kendall G. Isaacs Gym. The best in U.S. and Bahamian high school basketball.
Good evening. This is Sports Thursday. I'm Charles Fisher. The 2022 National Sports Hall of Fame Awards ceremony taking place Wednesday evening at the Bahama Resort. 19 persons inducted. Royal Bahamas Police Force Pop Band providing the entertainment to an extravagant event for our honorees. We present the class of 2022. Martial Arts Grandmaster Charles Franklin Adley. Bodybuilder Maxine Davel, many CAC Games gold medals, and once held the title Women's Natural Overall Heavyweight Champion. Family of the late Ivan Davis for squash accepting on his behalf. Softball legendary coach Bobby Baylor Fernanda led Bahamas to a third-place world ranking for the ladies. Also from softball, Everett Abe Johnson, who gave more than 30 years to the sport. The crafty guard from basketball, Frederick Lang, still can shoot a good shot. Former World Boxing Council Continental America's lightweight and Commonwealth light welterweight champion Stephen the Heat Larimore. The most decorated Bahamian female bowler of all time, Monique Leary, has represented the Bahamas as a player and national coach. Wellington Miller, a great administrator and former president of the Bahamas Olympic Committee. One of the greatest boxers of all time, Ray Minus Jr., former World Boxing Council Continental of America's champ and the Bahamian champ forever. Paddy Simon had played just about every sport you name it, but goes into the hall for volleyball. Perry Coloring Thompson plays softball, track, and basketball, but best known for coaching and winning many championships in the New Providence Basketball Association. Accepting for deceased Terry Wildgoose was Minister of Social Service and Urban Development, the Honorable O.B. Wilscombe, a fellow Grand Bahamian. For volleyball, Raymond Rhymes Wilson, who has served as national team player and coach, helping many to learn the game. And the entire Golden Girls was here. Debbie Ferguson McKenzie, Chandra Sturb, Sabathita Fines, Pauline Davis, and Eldis Clark. Speaking on behalf of the honorees, Rhymes Wilson, who gave thanks to the Almighty for blessing this country called the Bahamas.
You took Ray Minus Jr. to the top of the world, and you lifted his hand, and the world's champion belt was placed around his waist. We are thankful. The Bahamas national volleyball team was in the USVI, and we were all gathered in one room on one accord, watching the screen. And then it happened. The Golden Girls stopped the world. Someone say, stop the world and let me off. They stopped the world. And the entire world, not just Bahamians, lifted up their heads to the rising sun and watched the banners of the Bahamas waving high. We, the class of 2022, we thank you. We, the class of 22, we will leave you with this. The journey continues. March on, Bahama land.
4 teams looking to celebrate as we move to the private school softball championships. First, the junior girls, where the Big Red Machine of South swept through the comers of Queens College with a 15-9 win. Lauren Roll and Ashley Forbes.
I feel great. It was a great rivalry between us and the QC junior girls, and it was great to play them.
I also feel great. The QC played really, really well, and I'm really glad we got to play them. This was a great experience.
Let's move now to the junior boys, where Queens College was hoping to set the sun on Temple Christian. The Comets doing most of their damage in the second inning with a barrage of hits and runs. And unlike their junior girls, the Comets able to keep this one in check and go on to celebrate a sweep as well, taking game 2, 15-7. Ajay Knowles and Ethan Moss.
We're feeling great. Everybody played well. Everybody cheered on each other. Nobody picked on each other. And we stayed relaxed and executed.
It's a good feeling. We worked very hard together. And we just like we couldn't do it without our team.
A classic matchup as we move to the senior girls. Queens College again with another team in the title game. But this time they ran into a very pesky Nassau Christian Crusaders, who pulled off the squeaker 4-3. And the last game on the night, the senior boys, Nassau Christian, looking to add to the senior girls to their title, taking on SAC. This would be a slugfest back and forth. Crusaders also finding the fans going deep on this one. Out of here. But that was not enough. A SAC forced a decisive Game 5 Friday with a 19-18 thriller. And that's going to do it for sports. Once again, congratulations going into the 2022 class of the National Sports Hall of Fame.
The Sports Report is brought to you by Hoop Fest in Paradise, December 16th to the 17th at the Kendall G. Lysick Gym. The best in U.S. and Bahamian high school basketball.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant here to educate you on the do's and don'ts at the service station. Here's what you don't do. Do not pull up from the pump without first checking that the nozzle has been removed from your car. Because if you pop this, that's about $600,000 to $30,000 to replace. These things ain't cheap. What you want to do is make sure that the nozzle has been removed, or just wait for the universal sign, which is the double tap.
We just got the new fiber internet speed bump. Now my internet's so fast, I can watch 2 4K movies, play video games, and browse on my computer at the same time.
Yeah, my internet's so fast, I could download a whole season of shows before my noodles done cooking.
Mine's so fast, when I go to church online, service actually over early.
Mine's so fast, when I'm working from home, 5 o'clock, come before 3.
Sound like you got this BTC fiber internet speed bump like me.
But it's so fast, I had to have it.
Current fiber internet bundle customers now have as much as 3 times the speed. Totally free. Link up with BTC.
Come for the specials and stay for the savings at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Devon corned beef, 12 ounce, $2.79. Hunt's tomato paste, 12 ounce, $1.95. Whole chickens, $1.99 per pound. Panama raw shrimp, $41.50, 12 ounce, $5.99. Baking potatoes, 5 pounds, $3.99. Donate your change to help feed the Humane Society animals at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Global Learning Exchange can help make your education dreams a reality. Enroll now and your first course is complimentary. Sign up for a free information session today to learn more.
It's electric!
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, satellite pictures showing that front boundary smack across the northwest Bahamas, and that's going to be moving back and forth across the northwest Bahamas over the next several days, taking us right into Saturday before it makes that final push towards the south and east sometime on Sunday. We will see the skies open up on Sunday, but that will not be the end of that system, as it is expected to back up once again over the northwest Bahamas, bringing back the cloudiness and showers sometime on Monday. So we'll see an increase in showers again taking place early next week. Our forecast for tonight, we're looking at partly to mostly cloudy with a thunderstorm developing late. Low temperature just around 74 degrees. And tomorrow it's going to be mainly overcast with widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms in the mix. 81 degrees for your high temperature. And the extended weather forecast, as you can see, The showers and thunderstorms kicking in right into Saturday. It improves a bit on Sunday, but the rains come right back on Monday as that system backs up on us. But come Tuesday, we will see that final push, and things will get a little better as we head into the middle part of next week. Temperature-wise, though, not going to be much change in terms of temperatures. We will have you somewhere between the low and mid-80s during the daytime, and the nighttime temperatures in the low to mid-70s. Jiminita.
Thanks, Basil. Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.